Ladies and gentlemen, it is that time once again. A World Cup is upon us. It's a date on the footballing calendar that no matter what country you're from, whether you're going to be one of the heavy hitters like a Brazil or an England or an Argentina or a France, or if you're like me and from Ireland, where we don't really think we're ever going to qualify for any one of these tournaments, but we're here for the vibes. That's about it. Doesn't matter what country you're from, you always look forward to the World Cup if you are a football fan or just a fan of sport in general, I feel like. And it's fair to say Qatar 22, it's down to be a bit of a unique World Cup. I think that's one way of putting it. It feels incredibly weird to be building up to a World Cup in the fucking dead ass of winter. But here we are. I'm out in the shed. It's absolutely fucking freezing out here. I'm wearing a short sleeve Argentina top just basically to show off the drip. We've got the man himself, the GOAT on the back, so you know, no prizes for guessing who I'm supporting at this World Cup. But it's time for me to make my predictions for Qatar 2022, who I think is going to be the winners, runners-up, all that kind of crack, and we're going to go through the entire tournament through this FIFA 23 kind of website predictor type thing. The reason I'm doing this is to kind of give you guys a bit more of a visual insight into what my predictions for this tournament are going to be. So we're going to go through the group stage, through the knockout stages, and eventually we're going to get to our winners. I actually have no idea who I think is going to win it, but I think this will probably give us a better insight into who I think will make it the whole way based on who they'll be playing all the way through their route to the final, all that kind of stuff. That'll all be told through this website, so it's going to be incredibly handy for me and for you lot watching. You ready to go? Let's do it. Starting off with Group A, we've got Qatar, Ecuador, Senegal, and the Netherlands. Now, I do think on paper you would say, and I'm going to put them in here straight away, Holland I'm going to put to win the group, and I'm going to put Senegal second. I think a lot of Senegal's threat has been put under threat by the fact now that Sadio Mane is now out of the tournament. People thought there was a general consensus at a time that he was going to make the squad, struggling with an injury. He has now been ruled out of the World Cup, and while I don't think Holland are going to be any great shakes themselves, I think overall they should have more quality to top that group, and Senegal should make it through. I don't feel like, barring a shock or anything dodgy going on, Qatar shouldn't make it out of the group, and I don't think Ecuador will either. Group B, I've gone for a bit of a bold one, alright? I've gone for England and Wales to make it out of that group. That would mean that Iran and the United States would not make it out of the group, and I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who probably feel like the USA are going to do really well. This is like the golden generation of American talent, the likes of Weston McKennie, Serginho Dest, of Tyler Adams, of obviously Christian Pulisic, I suppose, as well. I don't know. I feel like England should be up there come the end of the tournament. They should be absolutely competing for it, and if they're not, it's failure, really. And I just don't know. I feel like Wales have something about them. I don't know what it is. I think they were great in qualifying. Last World Cup for the likes of Gareth Bale. I feel like he has one more big tournament in him. And I don't know, I just feel like Wales are going to do it. I think a lot of people think the USA are kind of dark horses, but I think they're going to flop. Sorry. Group C qualifiers, I have gone for Argentina and for Mexico, meaning that Saudi Arabia and Poland would not make it to the knockout stages of this World Cup. Argentina are on something like a 3-year unbeaten streak. Big build-up is the fact that this is probably more than likely going to be the last World Cup for a certain Lionel Messi, and that is kind of the big talking point of Argentina going into this, the fact that they're so resilient at the minute, still unbeaten. I think they should be one of the favourites for this tournament, and I think there is definitely potential for them there to flop. I don't think they have as good a squad on paper as they did in 2018 when they also crashed out at the knockout stages, but I don't know, I've got a good feeling about Argentina, man. That's why I've gone and copped the jersey. And Mexico, Mexico just always seem to make it out of the group no matter who they have, so Poland will be thereabouts as well. Lewandowski is good enough to drag any team out of any situation, but I just feel like Mexico are going to do it for some reason. I don't know. Group D is fairly self-explanatory. I feel like France and Denmark are going to make it through. Group E then, I've gone for Spain to finish top of the group and Germany to come second. Now, if this was a couple of years ago, 100% I would have been saying Germany topping that group, Spain coming to the end of their tether, finishing second in that group, and perhaps not even qualifying if it was a couple of years ago. But Spain were very impressive back in Euro 2020. If they can carry any sort of elements of that form into this tournament, they should go far. Germany, I think they have a lot of good players in there, a lot of talent, but I just don't think they're quite the finished product yet. But I still think they should easily qualify from their group. Group F, I've gone for Belgium and Croatia to get through this one. Belgium top in the group, Croatia second. That could easily be the other way around, though. I think this Belgium golden era is kind of coming to its end at a point. Croatia are always going to be thereabouts, arguably coming towards the end of their tether as well. A lot of players kind of aging, coming to the end, the likes of Modric, who've kind of been there for a long time over what has been a generally golden era for Croatia as well. It could be a bit of a dark horse. They could go far. Group G has to go with Brazil to top this group. I think Brazil, I don't know what way this tournament tree is going to work out, but I do think Brazil should be up there when it comes towards the end of the tournament. Some incredibly talented footballers, and is this finally going to be the time for Neymar to step up for his country and bring home a major tournament? Obviously couldn't do it in the Copa America back in 2021, obviously losing out to Lionel Messi's Argentina, but Neymar has started off this season absolutely excellently, and if we can bring that kind of form into the international side, Brazil are going to have a real heavy hitter up top, as they always do. And just overall, Brazil have unbelievable quality in that team. I've gone for Switzerland second as well. Again, very impressed with them back in Euro 2020, and I think they can cause the odd upset here and there, as they did in the Euros last summer. Group H is a bit of a difficult one, because you got Portugal, Uruguay, Ghana, and South Korea. South Korea obviously relying heavily on Son Heung-min. I think Ghana can provide the odd upset here and there, but I have gone for the two favourites, Portugal and Uruguay, to get through that group. I think Uruguay, over the last couple of World Cups, have had a lot of quality going forward in the likes of Luis Suarez and Edinson Cavani, but I think now they actually have a far more better rounded team. You look at the likes of Ronald Araujo, obviously breaking through at Barcelona. You've got Federico Valverde and Rodrigo Bentancur in the middle. Darwin Núñez is probably going to start up front with Luis Suarez from game one. I just think they have a far more balanced side. Portugal's an interesting one as well, because I backed Portugal in Euro 2020 and they've severely let me down. I think there's too much ego going on in that team, and I think we see a similar problem with Manchester United, actually, bringing up to the whole Cristiano Ronaldo controversy that's happening at the minute. I do think that Portugal players like Bruno Fernandes and Bernardo Silva struggle to shine when Ronaldo's taking a lot of the spotlight, and it's Ronaldo's last World Cup. He's going to play every game, and he's going to be vital to scoring them goals, but is it going to be to the ultimate detriment of Portugal? It should be interesting to see. Will they finally be able to make it click? So there's my round of 16 prediction. I've gone Holland to beat Wales, Argentina should beat Denmark, England should easily beat Senegal if they end up facing them, France versus Mexico, again France heavy hitter, Spain beating Croatia, again that could be tight. I've gone for Brazil to beat Uruguay. I've just been bigging up Uruguay, but I just think Brazil would be too good in this kind of scenario. I've gone for Belgium to be knocked out in the round of 16 by Germany. Very interesting call, that one, but I think it could be a bit of a flop of a tournament for Belgium. They could prove everyone wrong. I think this is the tournament where everyone is not really expecting much from Belgium, because they've promised so much in the past and not delivered. Portugal, again, should beat Switzerland in the round of 16. On to the quarterfinals then, and we would have Holland versus Argentina. Again, I feel like Argentina would win that. Brazil versus Spain. What a great game that would be. I'd go for a Brazil win there as well. England, France. Now, this might shock a lot of people. I think England would beat France. I genuinely do. I think England would win that midfield battle. Like I was just saying, I don't think France are as stacked in the midfield area as they once were, and England have so many options in there. It's just a question of if can England keep their bottle and see it through and beat a heavy hitter like France. I think they could. And I've gone for Portugal to beat Germany, because again, I just don't think Germany are the finished product as of yet. Oh, look at this. Oh, Argentina versus Brazil and England versus Portugal. I would love for an Argentina-Portugal final. I think if that was to happen, the world would literally stand still for 90 to 120 minutes, however long that game would last. Imagine Messi versus Ronaldo in their last ever World Cup final. I mean, even if you're not into football, you can definitely see where we're coming from with that storyline. Does it happen though? I don't know if Argentina would manage to overcome Brazil again. Oh, it's such a difficult one, man. Pains me to say it, but I think Brazil would beat Argentina in this situation, and I think England would beat Portugal as well. I genuinely do, leaving us with a final between Brazil and England, which is a huge fucking final, by the way. But I would give it to Brazil. I know that might disappoint a lot of people, but I just don't think England have the minerals. If England get to the final, I think that would be an incredible achievement. I really do. So that is my prediction, ladies and gentlemen. Brazil to win the World Cup. I mean, Brazil certainly have the minerals. I think they're strong enough. I think they have really good depth. The likes of Neymar will certainly be out to win it. We would also have, by the way, I have to check in there, on a third place playoff between Argentina and Portugal. I'm going to go for Argentina. And yeah, that's it. That is my prediction. I predict Brazil to win the World Cup. Again, these predictions of mine very rarely come true, and you know, at these tournaments it very rarely happens so clean cut where all the big hitters make it through and it's as clear cut as this. I'm sure Qatar 2022 will provide us with a lot of surprises and bumps along the road along the way. So let me know your predictions, lads, in the comments section down below. Leave a like on the video if you did enjoy. Subscribe if you're new. Keep tuned into this channel throughout the whole World Cup, because there will be a lot of content going up here over the next couple of weeks. So as I said, leave a like on the video if you enjoy. Subscribe if you are new, and I will catch you later.